Hello everyone and welcome back to Designing for Dolls. This is Chari and I'm going to show you what I finished already. We got the baby doll done and I think it turned out really sweet and really cute. I'm really happy how it turned out, and as I said, I wanted to give her a little short one, and I think it looks really cute. I hope you can get a good view of her. So this is what I did. Of course, we had the lesson on the bottom, and now we're going to have the camisole. Okay? So how I did this is, I thought I'd go ahead and quickly show you what I did to the pattern, okay? To make it this way. I had to alter it a little bit, and that's part of it too. So I'm not going to apologize for it or anything like that, but it's part of it. Okay, this is the front. And by the way, go ahead and get your, once you do your doll, you know, the masking tape and all of that, put it on a little cardboard. It's nice to have, and this is your master pattern. And so if you lost something else, you're always going to have your master pattern with you, okay? And I may be doing a lot of patterns, like for instance, I did the baby doll or the camisole out of this, and maybe other things, you know, like the bottoms of the camisole. But if I want to do something else, it's going to have to come out of this. So, you know, it's nice to keep it in a cardstock and, you know, just use it to make a fresh pattern, for instance, okay? And so that's what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to turn it down. I guess I could do it either way. Let me turn it up this way. But actually, I want you to see it. So I hope you can. So what I did, I have paper on a fold, and it's big enough for me, to, you know, for the seat to fit my pattern. Okay, and here is, now this is the original pattern. So I put the neck on the edge of the paper, and then the very bottom right here, you know, the edge of the bottom, okay, right here. And you have a little extra in here, and it's a-okay, because like I said, this is a camisole. It's loose, it's a natty, you know, so a baby doll, so it's got to be nice and loose, okay? So we're not going to worry about a lot of fitting. So anyway, so this is what I want, to put it right there, and then right the neck right at the edge in here. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw the pattern, and then we're going to do the changes to the pattern, okay? Because I didn't know if I explained myself good enough on the previous, you know, when we made actually the you know, the torso of the top of the doll's pattern, but I thought I'd go ahead and just do this, okay? Now, this is as far as I'm going to go. I'm not going to do anything else, because since we're going to do the camisole, you know, I don't need to. But the top is important around the sleeves, and of course around in here. Now, because we got such a big opening in here of the dart, that's going to be your extra fabric there, if you want to call it, you know, since we don't have to do a dart, for instance. Here, let me show you. Since we don't have to do the dart, see, that's pretty much going to take care of the fullness that you need. So that's great, okay? So this is going to be basically your pattern. Now I need the length from here to wherever I needed it. So I'm going to, here's my ruler. Okay, give or take. Let me take it off her, because that way it will be easier. And yes, I put a little snap on the back. I went and got some clear snaps. I like snaps better than Velcro, really. Velcro gets stuff all over the place, and it just drives me nuts. Buttons and snaps is my thing. Okay, see, and it fits nicely. It can go up or down either direction, okay? When you put these things too, by the way, and this fits beautiful. Like I said, there's not a problem with it. If you bring it from the bottom, let's just say, just make sure you bring your hands in there first. I'm sure you know how to do that, but in case you don't, okay, your hands are there, and then just push it up, see, no problem. Okay, now if you do it from the top, let me take it off first, okay? Well, actually, I can just do it this way. If you're gonna take it off from the top, hey, just, it goes this way. And if you're gonna put it on, again, make sure you have your hands, put your hands in there. And put your head. Like, you might have to bring your hands inwards a little bit, but no biggie. And here we go. Whoops, it got stuck on her thumb. And there you go. Okay, so it's not a problem. Let me take it off so I can measure it. It's pretty much, it don't have any, any darts or anything. It's just flat, so it's easy to measure. Also, it's going to be a little longer in the front, which makes sense because of, to take care of the bust line. It's going to pull up a little bit. That's why it's a little longer on the front. And from here down to the center of it, give or take, it's 3 inches finished, okay? So, I'm just going to come down here, and from here, from the very corner of the here of the neckline, and try to stay straight, okay? Straight between, I want you to be straight from the fold inwards, okay? Then you come here, and this is the 3 inch right there. I'm just gonna go ahead and take that one off now, the top one, so I don't get confused, okay? This is the 3 inch. So now what I'm going to do is gonna bring this, I wanna bring this down a little bit. This is the end of the, on the side seam. I wanna bring this a little bit down. Oops, let me see, it's my pencil. And since I want a little bit longer in the front and not so much in the back and the side, I'm just gonna go from here. See, right there. And let me kind of do a better one. You know how it is when you're trying to do something. I don't know, something is in here. And it's not doing something. Could be a drop of glue for all I know. There we go. Okay? So that would be the camisole right here. So what I did is from here down 3 inches, okay? Now, I noticed that the armhole needed a little bit dropping, so, and about a wedge of it. So I'm gonna say about, very little. Like I said, again, I don't know your dolls, so you have to kind of check it out. But it seems to work better if you just come here and just slightly bring it down a little bit. Okay, because it seems to work. It's just like a camisole, if you did it this way, it's too much into the sleeve. You don't want anything like that for a loose camisole. So the same thing you're gonna do in the dolls. So I came down a little wedge from here to here is probably about 1/4 of an inch, give or take, and about the middle of the sleeve to that, and that was my next alteration. Again, I don't want a wide shoulder line, so I can bring in from here. Then I just came in, giving it a curve a little bit, and into the into the shoulder. Probably another maybe 3/8, give or take. Okay, now, and I don't want the neck to come all the way up on her, if you know what I mean. So again, I'm gonna, change it. So I come in from the very point of the connection between the shoulder and the neckline. Okay, I'm gonna come down and give it a little. I'm dropping it and giving it a nice round neck. Okay. Once I've done this, I'll just get my pencil, okay? That way you don't have to worry about it. and here's your pattern. Okay, now to that we gotta put seam allowance. So I just drew mine, more or less I know what I want on mine, but y'all can draw yours according to how you want to do it. I believe some of the ladies that do their own, I mean, I'm a seamstress, so I know how to do stuff, but they just do it by hand, but they do it big seams and kind of try to connect the lines. I just eyeball it because I've been doing it all my life, and it works for me, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and mine is probably about 3/8 to a quarter, not quite a quarter of an inch. But I can, you know, I do well with that, okay? Then I'll come here. And then, of course, up a little bit. And then I'll come here. Something wrong with this silly little thing. It's got something on the tip. And then, of course, the shoulders. The only thing, well, I actually do. I do actually I don't on this one. But if you're not going to do the applique, as I did here, which is what I'm going to show you what I did. I'm not going to sew it, but I'm going to show you what I did. We already sewed the applique on the boxer, so you know what we do, you know how we do it. So I'm not going to go over it, but I'm just going to show you how I did this in here, okay? So if you're gonna do an applique around the neckline, especially in the front, you know, which I did, and actually went a little bit to the back, then I'm not gonna put a seam line because I'm gonna cut off around it anyway. But if you feel comfortable with it, go ahead, okay? I'm not going to, so it's fine. Okay, there we go. So for me, this is my seam line. Now, the back is basically identical as the front. You know, it's also straight down. It's like everything. When you buy something that is very comfortable and whatever, front and back are the same. But the same thing in here. Now, you can go into a lot into it, you know, how can I say it? You know, really good, you know, sewing and stuff like that and make it all blah, blah, blah. We're not going to do that, okay? Let's make this easy for everybody. So basically, you're gonna do the same thing to the back, but let me cut the front first. And again, if you're not going to put anything on your neck, like just a simple camisole, then you do have to put seam line, okay? It's got slightly of a curve around in here, not much, but it's got a little bit of a curve, which is kind of nice. And here we go, okay? There we go. And it will fit her beautiful. Let's see, let me get her in there somehow. Of course, she's got the seam allowance now. It's not gonna help, is it? But see, you can kind of have an idea how it's gonna fit. So it's gonna fit all right, okay? Now, for the back, we basically gonna do the same. But the back, of course, oops, that's the front. Wait a minute. What I do with my back? It's here somewhere. Help, help. Here's my back, okay? The back itself is a little bit, how can I say it? It's a little bit more, it's a little bit different. It's the same pattern, okay? So basically, it is the same pattern. In other words, let's do the front. For all that matter, you can do the back. I mean, you know, it really matters. But anyway. You can do the, again, you're going to do this. Forget about this little curve in here. Okay, that's all right. Because this is straight sewing, straight stitches. So again, you're going to be able to do, let me turn this around for you. There we go. This is the back. There's the right, the edge of the neck. and you want it right at the edge of the fold. Actually, it doesn't matter, and I'll tell you why, because you need 2 pieces, okay? So I'm gonna bring it out a little bit, like so, to give me room for my my seam allowance, and also the extra piece that I'm going to do I'm gonna fold so I can put the snap on, okay? So I'm just gonna, this is the fold, and like I said, you can put it on the fold or not, but I'll just put it on the fold, okay? I'm just gonna go ahead and draw the pattern. As I did the other one. Okay, so this is the back. Oops, let's do the neck. Let's don't forget the neck. She's got a neck. Okay, here we go. Oh, it doesn't want to do, something is on the tip. I'm not to go ahead and sharpen it. There's something on the tip of that pencil. Anyway, that's close enough. Okay, so this is my back. Now we said it was 3 inches, right? See, the front, excuse me, the front and the back, the front is a little bit longer than the back, and you want it that way. As long as the seams allowance is the same, usually the front is going to be longer to allow for the fullness of the breast, okay? All right, so here is the back, and we said it was 3 inches. So from the neck, right here on the tip of the neck down, I'm just going to, and I'm just going to go straight. It's okay if it's a little slightly curved in here. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to go straight. Like I say, this is not fitted stuff. It's loose stuff. Okay? Alrighty. Then go ahead and put your front that you already cut. Join the what you call it, the seam allowance. Right here. Okay, now we can cut the size the same. The armholes, the sides, okay. The neck though is going to be shorter because you don't want, you know, a really, you know, that long on the back. But you're going to come out a little bit, so we're going to come out this way. Oh, excuse me. See, this is the seam allowance in here, whatever it is. Okay, so from here, I went down a little bit. You can go down as much as you want to. I mean, as far as that goes, you know, it's up to you. It's your design. It's what you want to do. This is what I did, and then I did this here, of course, and I did this here. All right. So basically, that's it. Hold on. Okay, let's just go ahead and put a seam allowance on this little baby. That way. Okay. Now, because the back should be a slightly shorter, like I said, I'm going to come back from the edge only of the from the edge of this point at the bottom, okay, of the side seam. I'm going to come in a little bit, okay? And if you really want to know how much, just put the this with this, measure it, and it's probably be about, give or take, about 1/4 inch. So this is 1/4 inch that I shorten it, the back from the front. That way when she puts it on, you know, it's gonna be okay. See what I mean? And when she puts it on, it will allow for the breast, you know, to the fullness of it to go in there. It's gonna come up, but the back, it should be all nice and even. Okay, so I hope that helped you. If there's any questions, as usual, please let me know. Now this one I did it with already with the seam, so I'm gonna come here. Let me go ahead and take the other one off so we don't get confused. And that's a good way to do it when you do it in a paper, okay? Once you get it like you want it. Okay, then I'm gonna do the, like I said, the seam allowance. And also at the bottom. Okay? So, whoa, wait, just a second. See what I mean? I was getting sidetracked. Okay, we did the change about here. Okay, we did the change about here. So to this, to this piece in here, we have to give it seam allowances. Okay? There we got it. Okay, now we got it. Okay, there you go. So once you cut it, you know, it's fine. Now the back. The back has a seam allowances because, and also has a seam allowance in here. This is the change that we did, okay, right here. But it's gonna come out a little bit, and also it's gonna have some seam allowance for the back. But the back also is gonna have seam allowance right here. When you get about, I don't know, maybe about what, an inch or so, inch and a quarter from the bottom of the neck down. Well, now we're talking about the back, okay? From the neck down, you know, here down. Then is when you're gonna go ahead and come in on the pattern. And I like to give it plenty. What can I say? You know, I like to have plenty. In just a minute, don't cut the neck. We're gonna cut part of the neck, but not all of it. Then you're gonna cut here. You can apply this kind of thing on anything, on any, you know, if you have little girls, you know, you want to do it this too, you know, you can do that also. I'm giving you a little bit of pattern making here. Okay, let me get this here cut. It's like everything, you know, you do something, you go, okay, and then when I tried it on her, I felt like, you know, like I said, I had to drop the armhole a little bit and so on. So it's just like everything. You gotta try it on. Now you can just throw it up there like you want it to. You wanna do it right, do it this way, okay? Now, I'm gonna cut the neck, of course. But I'm not gonna go beyond the fold, the straight line in here. Okay, this is the seam, but this is the straight line right here, okay? So I'm not gonna go beyond that. Now, this is my extra piece, and I want it to fold and fold. Let's go ahead and cut it in here. This is kind of what you're gonna clip right there. Okay, you're gonna clip right there. Okay, see? Okay, then you're gonna fold and fold again. They give you plenty of room in there to put the, so when you put one or the other one, everything looks neat when you put that snap or whatever, Velcro or whatever, on top of each other. And it looks more finished, see? And that's it. So once I fold it in there, then is when I cut the rest of the neck. See? It fits pretty. But then when you fold it and fold it again, it looks this way. But when you fold it and fold it again, it fits perfect, okay? So this is what I do. I don't even, you know, measure this little extra piece. And I do that to all the little clothes that I'm going to do. I always do, how much is this? Let me see. I'm gonna say probably a good 1/2 inch. And you can go 1/4 and 1/4. I mean, I just kind of folded a little bit and then did it that way. Because if the other one is this way, you still have a little fold to go with it, okay? But anyway, but that's the way that I do it. Now, once you got your pattern made, make sure you put front and back, because they're both different. And if it's a camisole, I'll just write it down what it is. I mean, you can make a t-shirt out of this one too, just go more narrow and more, you know, fitted. And this is back. And it's a camisole. Now, if you want to do notches, it's up to you. In other words, you can go in here, for instance, and in here, and let's say you want to make sure those sides are going to go together. Mine are fine, but if you want to do it, just say, put a notch in here, and then repeat it on the next side. Okay? Now, if you want 2 notches on this one, put 2 notches. That's just up to you. I don't do notches, so I just, because mine should fit perfect. Okay? But when you buy patterns, normally they're making so many of them that you lose sizing at some time or other. So when I make them myself, they fit. I don't have to worry about it, you know. So, but if you're comfortable with the notches, by all means, put 1 for the size of the front, put 2 for the back join. However you want to do that, it is up to you, okay? So this is the pattern. Once you get the pattern, then of course you cut it, and I did mine. I cut it, okay? And then I put the shoulders together. That's the first thing you're gonna do if you're going to put an applique. And I finished them completely. Like I say, I did the French seam. I like that. It don't take very long, and it looks neat, okay? And they're very tiny by the time you get done, see? They're tiny. Anyway, you put the right side up, the little outfit. Okay, then whatever you have handy. I just happen to have this one. I like it. The nice thing about this one is that I can cut it up. And so what I did is took 3 little flowers in here. Then from the edge of the one, it took 3 more. In other words, where are you, baby? See? That one I did it with the bow, the very front one of them. And then the 3 other ones, I did them, you know, by themselves. So this is how I did this one. If you have to have something similar, it's fine, whatever you do. And like I said, it's up to you. You can go all the way by cutting, snipping here or there, or you don't have to. But let me just show you what I did. You can glue it, you know, if that's what you want to do. That is up to you also. Okay, so what I did is, let me turn this around. I put the bow, the center of the bow, right here, right at the edge of the fabric. So both of this top part of it, of the bow, is actually not touching anything. Then with a very fine, you know, short stitches, you do a whip or an overcast stitch, very tiny. I use for mine, if you do a lingerie like this, I use very fine embroidery thread, okay? But you can, I would even suggest an invisible thread. It's really nice to do because it's strong enough, but it doesn't show the stitches, and that's what you want. So anyway, I just happen to have this really light, you know, color pink, so I used it. and it doesn't show at all. Anyway, then you will start from here, whip very close together, everything all the way down, all around the edges, and you do it very short stitches, as I say, and you do the overcast, or the, however you call it, the whip stitch, okay? Once you get that done, then you can get the other piece, or like I say, I don't know what you have handy, so I cannot say, but I'll tell you what I did with this one, because I don't know where I got this one, to tell you the truth. Then on the other ones, I needed 3 little flowers on either side, okay? So what I did, 2 were great because they were together, so no problem, see? However you work on either side, for instance, if I worked on this side, then I put these 2 together in here, see, and then this one went on the back, perfect. If I wanted to do this side in here, then of course I went the other way. I put this together. I said, I don't know what you have, but once you put it together, make sure the shoulder seam goes toward the back when you sew them, okay? You don't want it to the front. You want it, you know, the shoulder seam to go to the back. And then, very careful. If you want to pin it or baste it before you do that, it's fine. Again, I attach this little piece real close to the bow and tack it really well, and then I start sewing in here very close together, all the way down, all the way till I get here. When you get it all done and you do the other side, then you can just come in here and just cut off the excess off. This bow, you don't have to do nothing on the top because you're gonna cut around it anyway. Your main concern is from here all the way around it. And then this little bit in here, I feel like I need tweezers. Oh, Lordy. And then this one is going to be attached very well to this, to the little bow, and then it's going to be attaching again into the fabric and go on and on and on and on. Once you get that done, do your side seams, your back seams, you know, the piece that go in there to put your snap, whatever you have to do. If you have to finish the back a little bit, you're going to finish that. That's normal. You're going to go ahead and stitch around the armholes. You can stitch before if you want to, if it's easier. Since I do it by hand, I don't need to do that. I'll just do it all together. But I have done it either way too, so it don't matter depending on what I'm doing. And around, you know, stitch the bottom, the back. That's it, folks. And I'm not going to tell you how to do it because you know how to do it. I mean, if you're here, you know you know how to sew. And I'm sorry, but this is not a sewing class. It's basically how you put together a garment and how to do a pattern, and then of course you take it from there, okay? Maybe down the line give you a sewing lesson, but I just cannot do it all, folks. But you know what I mean. This is the important thing. I'm giving you the details, the things that you need to do in there. And once you get done, like I said, I don't know what this stitch is called, but I love it. I've done it since I was a little girl, on everything from handkerchiefs to whatever. And I don't know how to explain it, how to do it. If anybody knows how to do it, well, do it. But just a little, you know, a little something in there is kind of cute. You might want to put some lace at the bottom. Go ahead and put a little lace around it. That'd be cute too, see? So whatever you like is fine. I hope this video helped you out, and as usual, I really enjoy doing this for you. If you have any problems, let me know. If I can help you in any way, like I say, and until next time. Oh, before I finish, excuse me, because I do have another little baby doll that I wanted to show you. Remember, we did this one. Well, look what we did with the top. Isn't this adorable? Okay, now we'll have another tutorial on how to, not necessarily this one, because this is simple, down and all around. And this will go the pattern straight down and whatever you need, and that's it. You know, I did put a snap in the back as usual. Okay, and I did use this little gimp to do the strap. It turned out so cute. It's adorable. And with the little shorts, it's precious. So I will be doing a little negligee, I guess you could call it. A little bit different, but yeah, similar, okay? And so until next time, stay well, stay crafty, and God bless you.